Hey, Ambitches, it's me, your moon goddess mama, Katie Boyd, Queen of Ambitchious Land. I wanted to send you this email tonight with this video because tonight is the full moon in Gemini. So on this video, I want to talk a little bit about what the energies are coming through that I channeled for this full moon. And then I'm going to walk you through a whole entire full moon journaling extravaganza. And then I'm going to give you some really good advice on some other rituals that you guys can do tonight after you do your journaling exercises. So earlier this week, I did a meditation and I tapped into the energies that are coming through for this full moon in Gemini. Just so you know, this moon is also called the cold moon or the long night's moon. It is right before the winter solstice. So right before the winter solstice, in these couple days, the winter solstice is on the 21st of December. It is the longest nights of the year. And then when the winter solstice comes, we start to go backwards more to spring. So the nights get shorter and shorter and shorter incrementally. But just like the energies of the darkness, sometimes it's good for us to go into the darkness and do some really good shadow work and to really ask ourselves questions that we may not ask ourselves on a daily basis unless someone like me comes on here and prompts you to do so. So the energy here, and I'm just looking down at my notes, I'm not ignoring you, but I like to ramble sometimes when I talk about spiritual stuff because usually I'm channeling, so I have to read notes or like, woohoo, we could go in an alternate dimension, and I don't want you guys to go too far tonight, okay? So the energies of this moon is all about an abundance of change. If you have been feeling stagnant, stuck, and stale for the last year and a half, 2 years, I know I have in a lot of ways. In so many ways I've changed, but in so many ways I felt like, what am I doing? Even someone like me who has all these tools and who has a really sharp mindset and is very motivated, I still feel kind of like poop sometimes. It's just a normal human thing. And I think the problem is we kind of are like brainwashed through watching social media that like every day is supposed to be a highlight reel and every day we're supposed to be living our best lives. And that's not true. But the energy of this moon is really bringing forth an abundance of change. The Gemini energy, the twins, it's an air sign, so it's very quick. And with this moon, it's really about an abundance of change. It's not just like little tiddly whittlies. It's huge, huge energy. And the good part about the full moon is that you release all the things that no longer serve your highest, greatest good on full moons, and that you set intentions for the new moon. So because this is a full moon, we're going to be releasing a lot of things that don't serve us anymore. But the energy of this Gemini full moon is that the releasing of the energy is actually like effortless. Like what used to really be difficult and was like a slog and it was like trudging through quicksand is now like poof, like a fart in the wind, just right? So releasing really truly becomes effortless. And the energy of this is really about creating space. Like I always talk about in Ambitchious Academy, how can you let more in if the space that you have, and we are infinite, omnipotent, omnipresent beings, but energetically there's only so much space in our lives to cram jam full of stuff, right? So I always tell people when you desire to go to the next level, it's about releasing and making room so that God, universe, whatever you believe in, whatever you subscribe to, can send you more. And you have to create the space to let the new in. So it's almost like, I'll give you an example. So many people I work with are like, I just really want to break up with my boyfriend. Like, it's just like not working. And I'm like, then jump his ass. And they're like, well, I don't want to be alone. And I'm like, bitch, how are you going to allow the new person to come in when the person that you don't even want is standing in the way of the energy It's blocking your blessings. So you have to trust the universe. You have to surrender, and you have to let go of the things that no longer serve you so that you can make room for the new. So really think about how you're blocking your blessings and what do you have to make room for? Like, what do you have to get rid of? What do you have to declutter? And I'm not just talking about like Tupperware under your sink. I'm talking about like energy. I'm talking about limiting self-beliefs. I'm talking about old patterns in your brain, self-doubts, not enoughness, right? All those types of things. This is also about speaking with authority. So many people that I coach have blocked throat chakras, okay? And I do a lot of healing work, and I do a lot of meditation work, and I do a lot of energy healing with my clients to help in all their chakras. But I feel like right now, women are having a really hard time using their voices. Maybe you came from that world where, your parents would say children are to be seen and not heard. Maybe you were in a really abusive relationship or still are, and the person tells you to shut the fuck up or shut up all the time. That is going to, without you even maybe knowing it, shut the energy down of your throat chakra. So we as in bitches, right? We as HBICs, have to be able to speak our truth and do it with conviction and authority. A lot of people don't like me because I'm very outspoken and I say it how it is, but I swear hand to heart that all the things that I say are always coming from a place of love. And I know how short life is. And if someone comes to me and asks me for help, I'm not going to sugarcoat shit. I'm not Willy Wonka. Years ago, I was like good ship lollipop. I was always sugarcoating shit, and that blocked my throat chakra. And when you have blocked chakras, it creates illness and disease. It's so funny because sometimes when I do sound healings, everyone will be laying on the floor and I know who's who in the room. And as soon as I start playing my bowl, that's the indigo bowl, the blue bowl, that's all about releasing your throat chakra. Everyone in the room is like, and I'm like, oh God, but I know that I'm doing the work on them. So it's actually like kind of funny in a way and kind of like exciting, but it just goes to show, okay, yeah, I'm right. These people have really blocked throat chakras. So in Ambitchious Academy, we also delve really deep into crystal work, but I wanted to give you 3 crystals that you can work with right now to help you unblock your throat chakra. So one is celestite, one is lapis lazuli, and one is blue calcite. And all 3 of those, I mean, there's so many that work on your throat chakra, but those are my 3 favorite. And that could be something as small as like, if you have to speak in front of an audience or you have to give a presentation at work, have a piece of one of those in your pocket or in your bra. Or, I always have when I speak, and I speak all over the world to thousands of people, and I always have a piece of celestite in my pocket, and I hold on to that piece of celestite in my pocket while I'm speaking, because that is my anchor. And I gave that celestite a job. The job is to help open my throat chakra, to help my voice be strong and powerful, and help me speak with authority. And that is what using crystals actually is. So if you're interested, obviously, in crystal stuff, we're going to get really deep into that in Ambitchious Academy. But I just want to throw out a couple in the meantime that you can start working with. The next energy that I channeled is breaking free of any self-placed constraint. So many of the constraint that we have in our lives, so many of the blocks that we have in our lives, we act like fuck faces and we say to other people, like, it's your problem that you did this to me, and then you're making me feel this way, and you did this to me, and la 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 la. But the truth is if you take the sack like Scooby-Doo off the person's head, you're going to look right back at yourself, because most of the constraint, if not all the constraint, because remember, ambitious take radical responsibility for where they are in life. Most of the constraint in people's lives are self-placed. So how can you break free of the self-placed constraints? How can you stop making excuses and really step into your power? And I want you all to sit back and really evaluate all the lessons that you learned this year. One of the lessons that I learned, and I talk to a lot about my online business manager and soul sister, Kim Fox, is like, most of the shit that we do, we don't really need to do. And it's like way too much, and it's overkill, and we overthink and we overplan and we're over. And really it's about simplicity. How can we simplify? So one of the things I learned this year is like, Katie, you fuck your shit up. You can't blame anybody else. You're overthinking, you're overgiving, you're over delivering, you're coming from sometimes a place of not enoughness. Stop the madness. So maybe for you, you learned different things, but sitting down and evaluating like all the lessons that you learned this year is going to help you just make that leap in 2022 and then integrate those lessons, right? So if you're like, for like me, Katie, just nothing is simple. You just overdo it all the time. Okay, well, how do I integrate those lessons? Okay, when I see myself starting to like overcompensate, overgive, over show up, to overthink, you stop and you slow yourself down and go, okay, whew, I'm doing it again. Chill out, stop the madness, and let those lessons integrate, and then just simplify and streamline, right? And then this energy of this last moon of 2021 is all about culmination, conclusion, realization, and epiphany. Like what has to come to a close? What has to conclude for you to step or leap or break out of your comfort zones? What is culminating for you right now? Are you letting go of relationships that no longer serve you? Are you sick of making excuses of why your body or your health and wellness isn't where you know it could be? Are you just spending money frivolously on shit that really doesn't matter instead of like putting it towards, to good use or saving it, so that you actually are a rich bitch? What are the things? What are the realizations? And the full moon actually gives you time to just rest, get quiet, and then be still and observe. In the full moon, you're not doing and creating and doing and no, you're observing and you're being still, because in stillness, you may find your true self. And if you're running around like a chicken with your head cut off all the time, you really can't connect really the way you should and can to the divine, right? And the full moon in Gemini is really, it's really a balance between logic and intuition. Are you thinking too much with your head and not enough with your heart and your solar plexus and your third eye? Because so many times something from a logical place looks really enticing. Oh yeah, that's sexy. That looks good on paper. Yes. But your third eye is, and your intuition and your solar plexus chakra and your heart chakra is like, no, bitch, no, don't do this to yourself. You're gonna fuck yourself up, right? And we're like, but yeah, but it looks good on paper, and people think it's no. This new year is all about thinking with your heart and your third eye and using your intuition or intuition. Or intuition, if you want to call it that. Okay. It's about using your knowingness. And also, it's also about personal truth versus collective truth. Like just because everyone in the world is doing something doesn't mean it's right for you, and doesn't mean it's going to help you, and doesn't mean it's going to be the best thing for you. It actually could hurt you. It could fuck you up. It could put you 10 steps behind. Like, I don't know what that is, but like, I hate to say it, but if 98% of the human population is doing something, be the 2% and do the opposite. Don't be a lemming flying off the cliff. You know what I'm saying? So that's what these energies are all about. So now what I'd like to do is I'd like to just call in our power posse, take some nice deep breaths. At this moment, if you'd like to get your pen and your journal, by all means, go ahead. And we're just going to do some really fun journal prompts to really get you ready for leaving 2021 behind and stepping into this 2022 energy and really making your life ambitious, because you deserve to be the HBIC of your magical, precious human life. And don't let anyone tell you differently. So let's go ahead and let's just close our eyes for a second. Let's bring our hands into heart center, and let's just start just revving up the energies by just rubbing your hands back and forth. And then bring your hands back to heart center. Let's just call in our power posse now. God, Goddess, universal life force energy, All of our guardians and our guides and our loved ones who are no longer here on this three-dimensional earth plane, and all of our ancestors who came before us, who paid it forward so that we may live an ambitious life. Surround us and fill us up with your light and your love and your ancient wisdom. Help all of us ambitious release the energies of 2021 and step fully into this master number year of 2022. May each and every one of us step out of our comfort zones and evolve and take that leap into creating and curating a most ambitious lifestyle. And so it is. And thank you in advance. And then when you're ready, you can open your eyes. Okay. So as you guys know, and maybe some of you don't know, that the full moon is a time of cleansing. And it's a time of surrendering, and it's a time of letting go and releasing what is no longer aligned with you energetically, what no longer resonates with your true self, and just letting go of really anything that does not serve your highest, greatest good. I don't care if it's people, places, things, experiences, ideas, traumas, etc. So when the full month comes around, it's a perfect time, obviously, to dig out your journal, notepad, piece of paper, and utensil and get writing, right? And journaling, and we do a lot of journaling in Ambitchious Academy, and I'm a huge proponent of journaling. Journaling has changed my life, but journaling is really a really amazing way to check in with yourself and truly validate everything that you have been feeling, everything you've been experiencing, everything that you've been thinking, and anything that you desire to manifest. We do a lot more deep manifesting work during our full moon rituals. And we do more manifesting work in our new moon rituals. Full moon is more of a time of release and surrender. New moon rituals are a time more of manifestation, bringing things into fruition. But you can still let things go during during new moon times. It doesn't have to be just full moon. It's whatever tickles your pickle for a nickel, in my opinion, right? So if you're completely new to journaling, which some of you may be, there is so many ways to journal. I journal in the morning. I journal when I'm sad. I journal when I'm overwhelmed. Sometimes I journal before bed. So don't let it put you off just because you're like, oh, I've never journaled before and I don't know how to do it. It's really easy. Okay. So with the full moon journal prompts that I'm going to be giving you, you will create truly a dedicated space in which you can do all the things I'm about to mention. So number one, when you journal in this way, you can really put your ideas out into the universe, right? So you remember, the universe is not a mind reader. The universe is like, I wonder what Katie Boyd wants. I really got to hook that bitch up. No, the universe is only going to attract and give you what you put out there, right? So don't expect the universe to read your mind. It doesn't have a crystal ball. It doesn't see through walls. It's not a clairvoyant. You have to tell the universe what you desire and what you demand. It also helps you dream big. I think, I've been in this industry for 20 plus years, and it makes my heart break when I work with a woman who thinks so small and dreams so small. God did not put you here to be small. God did not put you here to be mediocre. God desires you to have everything that you've ever wanted and more. And guess what? It is your birthright to have that. So really put big dreams out there, and don't worry about the how, and don't worry about the why. Just put it out there. If it's on your heart, put it out there. It also is a great way to take action towards your goals, because some people have all these goals, but they just don't know how to act upon them. And like I always say, you want a Maserati, you want a Bugatti, you want a hot body, you better work, bitch. So you can't just be like, oh, I'm going to sit in my room and meditate about my Maserati. Like, no. You got to go to work and you got to manifest. And it's also a great way to think about what the next month of your year should look like and how you desire it to feel. And the full moon, the energy is so potent that it's just a great energetic way to really harness the potent energies of the full moon and work with those energies and truly manifest and create your soul's purpose, because every soul has a purpose. If you are here on this earth and you decided to come down here in your little meat puppet, damn right you have a purpose, and don't let anybody tell you differently. And last but not least, to really release any energy ties or cords that are standing in your way and blocking you from being your best self. Okay. So I always tell people, whether it's on the day of the full moon or it's 48 hours before or 48 hours after, the energies are just as potent, just as strong. So if you can't do this tonight, you can do it tomorrow and you could do it on Tuesday. No big deal. So you're going to need a journal and a paper and a pen or a pencil and a comfortable place to sit or lie down, and a cup of tea, a blankie, sit by the fire with your furry friend if you have one, and do this work. Okay. I feel like the cozier you are and the more at ease that you are, the better your journaling experience is going to be. Okay. So let's start our journal prompts by taking 12 deep breaths. Each one of those breaths will stand for a month of 2021. So let's start by just taking a nice deep breath in through your nose, filling up your lungs. And as you release through your mouth, just let go of anything that's just standing in your way. Inhaling again. Exhaling all the way out. Just anything that's holding you back. Inhaling again through the nose. As you exhale, releasing any energetic tethers or cords that are hooked into your auric field. Inhaling again. And just releasing anything that's just bogging you down, that's making you feel heavy. Inhaling once more. Exhaling and releasing. Inhale. Exhale. Inhaling. Exhaling. Inhaling. Exhaling. Inhale. Exhale. Last three. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Last one, biggest, deepest breath. And then letting it all go, becoming light as a feather. Okay. Ooh, that feels good, right? You're just like hyper oxygenated. I love it. Okay. So the next is we're going to start our prompts. So the first question, and I'm going to go through these kind of back to back because I want you just to pause this video and then journal and then come back to the video. Okay. So the first question is, what did I welcome into my life in this year of 2022? So as we reach this point in the cycle of the moon, let's acknowledge our energetic intentions, right? Did I allow in a new hobby? Did I allow in a new love? Did I allow in a new revenue stream? Did I allow in and welcome new friends, new education, new community? Did I welcome in evolution? Did I welcome in some spiritual practices? Did I welcome in giving myself time to rest and not beat myself up for it? Okay, what are those things that you welcomed? The next question is, I noticed that fill in the blank made me feel, fill in the blank. So I want you to take note of how each of the above additions, so all the things that I said in the first question, made you feel. How did you react to their appearance? Did you feel aligned to it? Did you feel resistant to them? What did you notice about yourself and the way you interacted with the events and the people in the last year of 2021? So I noticed that, fill in the blank. So take all the things that you talked about in your first question. What did I welcome into my life in 2021? And then take those things and say, I noticed that when fill in the blank made me feel, fill in the blank. And the next question is, This full moon, I am feeling, fill in the blank. So expand your thoughts here, right? What effect do the people around me have on my mood? Your energy. What's your energy feel like this full moon? Are you choosing your company wisely? And how is that making you feel? Are you aligning with your company? What is adding to your life? And what is draining your life? What do you feel has been illuminated within yourself that you need to honor and find some space around? You know, this is all the same question, but I'm just trying to expand your thoughts here. It may be that you need to honor your need for more space when you feel overwhelmed. You know, like for instance, for me, like when I feel overwhelmed, I'm like, you know, I have this really bad habit of like, okay, you feel like shit, you do more, you just get in there. And it's like, that's not helping, especially, you know, our energies are very fragile right now. So how are we honoring ourselves when we feel overwhelmed? You know, you might need to honor sadness that keeps coming up in the past year. Stop pushing it down, because pushing it down blocks your chakras and it creates long-term illness and disease when you don't release low vibrational dark energies, right? So what sadness that keeps coming up within you are you trying to push down and through? Not how ambitious move. We don't push sadness down. We don't push overwhelm down. We deal with it head on because we have all these tools to do so. And thinking about an emotion that you're experiencing that may have a tendency to deny yourself a feeling, expand that and bring it to light. So this full moon, I am feeling, and those are just some little ideas to help you kind of, you know, illuminate and expand your thoughts, right? The next question is, in 2022, I will surrender to fill in the blank. What do you need to surrender to going forward? A huge amount of the pain that we experience in our lives is due to the resistance we hold to the now, right? To the present moment and to what is. Truth is, we cannot control the things that unfold around us, but we can surrender to them and make wise, informed, ambitious decisions about how we react to and move through them, right? Where do you feel and are feeling and have been feeling resistance in your life? Where could you let go and surrender a little more? Ask the universe for what you need at this full moon and soften into that power. So as an ambitious woman, I think that so many people think that, like, if I'm the HBIC, like my power has to be fierce. It has to be like a lioness. And it's like, sometimes the power can just be soft. And sometimes that power actually serves you a hell of a lot more than the round, you know? The next question is, I am proud of myself for stepping into my power when, fill in the blank. Celebrate something you've done this year, achieved, or moved through this past year of 2022. What are you proud of? What situation did you handle really well? Or maybe you handled a bunch of situations really well. What lesson or lessons did you learn and empower yourself with? And what did each lesson teach you? What did each lesson teach you? And how are you going to move that divine feminine power more in your life? Sorry, I misspoke my notes. I have chicken scratch writing. How are you going to use that power, that soft, divine feminine power more in your life? So in my eyes, we only have a certain amount of energy available. And when we leave our energy tied to things that do not serve us, we hold ourselves back from using that energy to create our future dreams. As hard as cutting ties to emotions and situations and relationship, friendships, and corners of your world feel, it is essential to make space for the next chapter to enter your life. Remember, I was talking about making that space before. You don't have to make big decisions or have big conversations. Think about the little things that you can release yourself from that might be weighing you down. Don't look up the staircase. Focus on just the step in front of you. Because don't we always do that? We're like, oh my God, to get to this place is like fucking, you know, walking up the Empire State Building. No, Just focus on the next step and the next step and the next step, and then soon you will be at the pinnacle. So what can you release to feel more freedom in your life? The next question here is, as I move towards my dream and imagine my dream coming true for 2022, I feel, fill in the blank. Write down the words that come to your mind when you think about moving towards and reaching that dream of yours. How does it make you feel? What words come to mind? If you're not feeling much, take a few deep breaths and read your dream again. If it's not aligning with you, or you have bigger ones that maybe you've denied yourself in the past year, write down another dream or other dreams. There are no limits to the dreams that you can have. Just so long as you're honest with yourself and you give your permission to believe that anything is possible. You know, in Ambitchious, sky's the limit. Anything is possible, because if it's been done before, it can be done again. And that's why I always try to show up as your expander, because like I came from nothing. I've been in abusive relationships. I have lost all my money. I have been estranged from my family. I've had poor boundaries. I was a people pleaser. I used to give a fuck what everyone thought about me. And look at me now. I have the marriage of my dreams. I'm a 7-figure earner. My home is beautiful. I have incredible, healthy relationships. My boundaries are fierce. I'm healthy and well, right? I'm all these things. And it took me, a really long time to get there. But, in Ambitchious, I'm giving you the cliff notes so that you can quantum leap. You don't have to go through all the shit that I went through, but you have to dream big. So the next question here is, choose your wildest dream and close your eyes and imagine it to be true. So let's just do that. Choose your wildest dream right now. Close your eyes and imagine it to be true. If you wrote down more than one dream, it's time to choose just one, the wildest one. I want you to choose the wildest one, the most ambitious one, the one that you're drawn to the most. Now close your eyes and place your hands over your heart and imagine that dream coming true. Imagine that dream being brought to life. What does it feel like? What does it look like? Who's there? What's the weather like? What are you wearing? What are you hearing? What are you smelling? Our bodies are objective and cannot tell the difference between the thoughts of something happening and the reality of something happening. The reactions within the body are the same if you truly tune your thoughts and visions into that dream. Remember, I talk about that in Ambitchious Academy all the time. I talk about creating your ambitious abundance affirmation. You can just say the words over and over again every day, but you have to feel the feeling of it already being true. And it has to be so real that it actually moves you to emotion. Because remember, emotion creates motion, right? So the power then lies in the fact that you have consciously raised your vibrations to the frequency of your dream. And when you continue to vibrate at this frequency, your dreams and the steps to take will begin to move effortlessly in your life. So if there is one inclination, one little smidge that you can't do this, if you are in self-doubt, if you really don't believe it to be true, if you think your dreams are too big, then they are, and you will never, ever, 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 ever experience them. I've coached so many tens of thousands of women over the years, and the ones that do the best, like they're sick fucks, and they believe in their heart of hearts that they can achieve anything. They're not resistant to my coaching. They truly believe it. They don't go back and forth oscillating between like, yeah, I'm a bad bitch. Yeah, I'm a sad bitch. They step up and they do it. And the next thing is I want you to write down this full moon affirmation or one of your own and say it aloud. Okay, so ready? Write this down. Every day I am walking towards my dream. Every day I am walking towards my dream. I surrender to the road I walk. I release all the energy to which I am bound that no longer serves me, and I feel the freedom as I walk away from the energies that no longer match my vibration. So every day I am walking towards my dream. I surrender to the road I walk. I release all of the energy to which I am bound that no longer serves me, and I feel the freedom as I walk away from the energies that no longer match my vibration. I am capable of becoming anything I dream to be. I simply must begin by believing it. And when I walk forward with faith, the universe always delivers my ambitious life. So let me say that one last time. Every day I'm walking towards my dream. I surrender to the road I walk. I release all of the energy to which I am bound that no longer serves me, and I feel the freedom as I walk away from the energies that no longer match my vibration. I am capable of becoming anything I dream to be. I simply must begin by believing it. And when I walk forward with faith, the universe always delivers my ambitious life. Okay. So those are your journal prompts. That's your full moon affirmation. So what I usually have people do when they're doing their full moon rituals is a couple things. So I love to do a fire ceremony on the full moon. A fire ceremony is just an old-fashioned way of transmuting the energies of the paper and the words up into smoke to the ethers. So all you have to do is write down the things that no longer serve your highest, greatest good. Put it on a little scrap of paper, bring it outside, have matches or a lighter. And what I want you to do is I want you to write, Mother Moon, the items I am about to speak no longer serve my highest, greatest good and support an ambitious life. I release the following to you. And then just read whatever it is, you know, my shitty relationship with my husband, my fucking shitty 9-to-5 job, right? Like whatever it is, okay? Not getting up and working out every day, not meditating, surrounding myself with low vibrational, crappy lemming shit bags. I don't know what it is for you, but for everyone, it's going to be different. And don't hold back, okay? And then what you do is you just kind of like fold the paper up a little bit, enough so it can burn freely, light it on fire, let it burn right down to a crisp, throw it on the ground. And then when you're done, say, and so it is. And then I want you to read your mantra meditation out loud, right? Then I want you to read your mantra meditation out loud. So then when you're done, you say, every day I am walking towards my dream. I surrender to the road I walk. I release all of the energy to which I am bound that no longer serves me. And I feel the freedom as I walk away from the energies that no longer match my vibration. I am capable of becoming anything I dream to be. I simply must begin by believing it. When I walk forward with faith, the universe always delivers my ambitious life. And then just take a couple minutes under the full moon, let Mother Moon's energy course through you. And then what I like to do after my fire ceremony is, if you have crystals, if you're that bitch, put your crystals out in a platter. Make sure that you don't put your crystals out where they could get wet, and let the full moon energy charge your crystals and cleanse them. And then the other thing I like to do is I like to make moon water. So you can just get a carafe or even a mason jar and fill it up with water and just put it out under the moon. And you can, you know, water your plants with it. You can drink it. You can put it in your bath. It's just super high vibrationally charged water. And then last but not least, I always love to finish my full moon rituals with a nice warm candlelit bath filled with Epsom salts to ground you down. Maybe you can put some rose petals in there, make it like, put some beautiful oils, make it super sensual, and just give yourself that time tonight under the full moon to be your most ambitious self. I hope that you all enjoyed this totally complimentary full moon ritual. I do all these things out of the goodness of my little black heart, because I know that God and the universe placed me here to help awaken as many ambitious women to the ambitious movement that I possibly can, because everyone here deserves to live life ambitiously. It is your birthright. All right. Have an amazing night. Enjoy your full moon rituals. And don't forget, tonight is the last night that you can get the VIB, very important bitch, bonus pricing on Ambitchious Academy. If you have any questions, you can email me at hello@kbmfc.com. You can also inbox me on the Ambitchious app or DM me on Instagram. Love you guys. And don't forget to stay ambitious. Cheers to 2022. It's going to be an amazing year, and we're going to make it our bitch. Toodles.